The different types of transformations are translate, reflect, and then steep or less steep. If we go back through our notes, translation happens whenever there is a plus or minus a number. So like this one, g of x is f of x plus 2. So just remember to replace f of x with x and then graph it. So see how these are all parallel? It's just translated or moved up by a unit. So you will put translate on those. A steepness change is whenever you change your slope, where A is the slope. A can also be M, which is your slope. It determines your steepness. So if it's g of x is 2 f of x, that's going to change your steepness. Reflection is whenever you have a negative in front of the f of x, it's going to change from a positive slope to a negative slope. Then you could have multiple transformations where every part of it causes some kind of change, whether it's reflect or steepness change or a translate. So look at your assignment for today. It says graph the linear parent function f of x equals x. Then graph each function and then describe the transformation that occurs to the parent function f of x equals x. So let's look at, these are very similar to what we've done in our notes. It says f of x, which we're going to replace with x. So g of x equals x plus 2. You're going to graph that function and the linear parent function and then describe the transformation, whether it is translate, steep or steep, less steep, or reflect. That's how you'll describe it. Because it says plus 2, it's going to be a reflection of adding 2. So it's going, no, not a reflection, sorry, a translation of adding 2. So you're going to add 2, which means translate up 2 units. So that's how you can describe this one. I'm not going to do this one with you because this one's very similar to ones in your notes. This one, and this one. I'm going to look at 4. It says g of x equals negative 4 f of x. So we can write g of x equals negative 4x. We do need to graph our linear parent function. So we did that several times yesterday. Our linear parent function is through the origin with a slope of 1, 1. So go ahead and plot some points. Use a ruler to draw a line. Okay, so whenever we graph the g of x, that negative is going to cause a reflection. The 4 is going to make it steeper. So those are two transformations that it does. So this one's a 2 transformation, so we're going to write it as bullet points. So it's going to be a reflection, and it's going to be steeper. And the way you know that is the negative causes a reflection, the 4 causes it to be steeper. So once you know the transformation, you're going to go ahead and graph it. So y equals negative 4x. In order to graph that, you start at the b, which there's no b, so you start at 0, and then do your slope. Your slope is negative 4 over 1. So down 4, right 1. Nope. Always go right. Unless you're doing the complete opposite to get to the other side of the y-intercept. Now go up 4 and left 1, and they should fall in line. Because there's a negative slope, that means it's going to go downhill. And it is a reflection of the parent function. Number 5 and 6 also have two transformations. So see the 2? See the +3? The 2 is going to make it steeper. The +3 is going to make it translate up. So you can rewrite your equation and graph it. So this is going to have two transformations. So you're going to write it as bullet points. And I already told you what they were. 2 makes it steeper. 3 translates it up. You're going to graph your linear parent function and then graph your g of x function, the new function. Number 6 also has two transformations.
Wait, what were those transformations?
I said it twice. You're just going to have to do it on your own now. Or look at your notes. So make sure on number 6 you rewrite your equation and graph it. Okay, look on the back. The graph of a linear function is shown on the grid. Given f of x equals x and h of x equals a f of x, what is the value of a? So in our notes, we talked about that with this. If you look back at the notes, it says g of x equals a f of x, where a represents your slope. So all these problems are asking for, what is the value of a? It's asking, what is the slope? From a graph, you find slope by just counting rise over run. So that is how you're going to do 11 and 12.
So A is the slope.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 1/4.
Yep. That's it. That's all it's asking. And then 13 gives you an f function and tells you to translate that f function down 5 units. So you're going to graph it. Okay, so you have the entire class period to work on this and then check your grades, see what you owe me so that you can catch up and have everything.